Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am driving this Skoda Octavia 1.4. Yeah, I have driven the diesel earlier and also reviewed the RS, but the 1.4 is a very underrated motor. You can see it looks underrated as well, but in terms of performance, absolutely mind-numbing, cost-cutting because it doesn't get any insulation there. Car looks fab. The design is so nice. Alright, these twin lights and the DRLs, they look really nice, and there is the piano black touch on the grille, the Skoda logo on the top, aftermarket LEDs here below, and the bumper is also very sleek. The car looks absolutely sensational. Black colored rims here, 16-inch tires, Goodyear Eagle NCT5 tires, which offer absolutely no grip at all. And I mean, it looks really elegant. The white color actually suits this vehicle, and it has this very subtle spoiler here and this antenna. I don't know for what reason, maybe to talk to Mars or Jadoo. Anyways, it's very sunny right now. Open the boot. The boot is massive. This thing is reducing the power to weight ratio of the vehicle, but it gives excellent audio quality. There's an amplifier, there's a subwoofer, and of course in order to close the boot you have to pull it down. Meanwhile, the spare wheel isn't an alloy, unfortunately, so there's cost cutting there, obviously in the interest of pricing this car so attractively. I mean, yeah, a Skoda which is priced attractively never really happens. Yeah, actually it does, because Super is also priced very attractively. The Octavia on the expensive side when compared to its rivals. Looks very nice and elegant. Understated design. Germans know how to do it. Oh yeah. I know many people are going to put a comment saying that Skoda is not German, it's from Czech Republic but owned by VW, so yeah, I call them German. Door pockets are not really large. You can keep a half-liter bottle. Seat back. Okay, now why are we even talking about all this? There are two USB ports here. There's a center armrest with 3 cup holders, and of course you can access the boot from here as well. So practical touches, of course, but all you can access is the subwoofer right now. Alright, there are twin headrests here. There is not a middle headrest, but I mean, why are we even talking about all this? Because I've reviewed this car a million times already. Not really a million, but a couple of times. So let's quickly get into the driver's seat. Obviously the 1.4 variant is available in a lower trim, misses out on a lot of features, but still there's plenty of features on offer. You can't turn off traction control, which is a sad thing. Obviously electric adjust for the front seats along with memory function as well. You can save 3 settings too. Meanwhile, everything feels so solidly put together. Headlight controls here, and I mean, the car looks really very nice and dope. No sunroof on this particular variant. I told you it's a low variant, guys, and the steering feels nice to hold. It gets cruise control. These are the controls for the wipers, and the wipers work really well as well because it gets dual blade wipers. A lot of spray too. Audio system is massively awesome, but before that let me show you, if anyone's hungry, we have, I think, Good Day biscuits here, which is a nice touch, and there is the SD card as well as the CD player slot here. You can put it there. This is a cool glove box. Meanwhile, you can see there is a USB port here. This is the parking sensor button because it doesn't get a front parking camera. However, it gets a reverse parking camera, and this is the reverse parking camera. Trust me, the display is absolutely slick. It gets guidelines, but they are not adaptive. Cluster is very nice as well. Again, understated elegance, and obviously you can browse through this. There's so much information on offer here too. So definitely the Octavia 1.4 TSI, long name I know, is an excellent vehicle. The seats are really comfortable too. There's a premiumness inside the cabin, which obviously feels very nice, and auto dimming inside rearview mirror, even the lower variant. So definitely Skoda knows how to offer great amount of premium appeal because you get automatic climate control as well. Let's listen to some audio right away. OMG, I can feel the bass because the audio system is just fab. Now this was radio. Just imagine, audio quality is so good inside this vehicle, and to lock or unlock the doors you have to press the button here, placed here in the center. You get a dead pedal, of course. This is the push button start of this vehicle. Lot of storage spaces as well, along with below the front center armrest too. Quality levels are just fab, but let's get driving right away. Revving the motor all the way, 4000 rpm, and off we go. Traction control kicking in, and there the motor pulls strongly to almost 7000 rpm. Great amount of thrust on offer. This engine is the most underrated engine in the world. Yeah, I'm saying it is the most underrated engine in the world because whenever anyone talks about the Octavia, everyone says RS, 2 liter RS, otherwise the 1.8 TSI, but this 1.4 also has great amount of punch. In fact, it does duty in the A3 as well as the A4 as well as the A3 cab. My goodness, this motor is supremely silent lower down. You can barely hear the motor at all. It is so freaking silent. It's so refined. It's so smooth. It's unbelievable how this engine engine doesn't make any noise whatsoever. 5 times I was wondering whether the car is on or off, but it was on. It doesn't make any noise whatsoever. That's a level of silence on offer. Absolutely fab refinement. My goodness, this is the benchmark of refinement under 1.5 liter petrol engines. It is absolutely sensationally refined. I love the way this car makes no noise at all. Now in second gear, picking up, and there the RPM meter, the tachometer just wants to fly because there's so much good amount of thrust on offer. Now this 1.4 liter TSI engine is obviously turbocharged and produces 150 horsepower. Meanwhile, torque output is 250 Newton meters. Now this has got a remap. Okay, because of the remap, the output has jumped to almost 180 horsepower. Meanwhile, the torque output has also increased by around 50 Newton meters to 300 Newton meters, and I can feel the same because this car seems to be flying. It doesn't feel like a 1.4, it feels more like a 1.8. That is the amount of performance on offer. It is so freaking amazing around the corners. It remains so composed, and due to the extra punch on offer, you know, the tachometer, it just doesn't know what it's doing. I mean, it doesn't have a mind of its own. It's just like bouncing all over the place. Great thrust, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour should take around 10 seconds, and I love the way it pulls in the red line. Obviously, low end lag is well contained, but the way it pulls in the top end is absolutely sensational. Alright, the steering offers great amount of feel and feedback. It's light at low speeds, weighs up well at high speeds. The clutch is light, the gearbox is so freaking smooth, and the turning radius is also great. I mean, look at this, okay? I'm able to take a U-turn without any fuss. In other cars like the Punto, I will have to actually take a reverse. Yeah, that's right. I can pick up the car from second gear itself. That's the level of punch on offer. That is absolutely great. Getting into first gear, revving the motor, revs till almost 4000 RPM, and obviously there is no traction control button, but the traction control is so active. The way it jumps from 4000 to 7000 RPM, I mean, it really likes to redline very quickly, very fast, and loves to get all along through the speed. It is so freaking refined around the corners. Look at the composure. All right, look at the freaking composure. Ground clearance is not an issue, although I would have loved it if this car would have made a lot more noise than it does, because I mean, traction control, and here we go around this corner, this sweeper. Look at the composure. We are almost hitting the red line, and yeah, a little bit grip lacking in the tires, but other than that fact, and it freaked me out obviously because I don't expect front wheel drive cars to, you know, lose balance like this, but the tires seem to have gone. This road is very slippery. There's just too much torque on offer. Trust me, if the traction control was not on, this car would lose its balance much quicker than I anticipated, because there's just so much power and torque on offer. So great in terms of balance. Certainly it feels refined, it feels punchy, and the ride and handling balance is just something else. In fact, even the brakes are very strong on this vehicle. Stopping power is sure-footed, and you stand onto the brakes, they will stop the car then and there. That's the level of braking performance on offer as well. So overall refinement is certainly very good. Overall performance is great, quality, everything is great. In fact, if you're looking to buy a Honda City, if you're looking to buy a C segment car, the top end variant, just don't do that. Go and buy the 1.4 TSI version of the Octavia, because it is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, fuel economy will be slightly lower because you're going to keep extracting the most out of this motor, but that said, I mean, yeah, what a lovely car, what a fab car. Really, this is what a sedan should be, and I wish Skoda plonks a 1.6 diesel also in this car and reduce prices so that, you know, more people can get the Octavia, because this is just a brilliant and fab car. I love it, and I absolutely adore the way this car performs. The performance, the ride and handling, I mean, everything is perfecto, and the pricing is also quite attractive when you factor in it costs around 21-22 lakh rupees. Well, eco tip, when braking, only disengage the clutch below 1300 RPM. Thank you so much, Skoda. If you didn't tell me this, I wouldn't have learned driving. So guys, this is my review of the Skoda Octavia 1.4 TSI, the most underrated variant of the Octavia by far. And I get into the throttle, and here it absolutely freaking flies. The thrust is mind-boggling. The fuel consumption shows 2.6 kilometers per liter, which makes me believe that what would 12-cylinder engine's car give? 0 kilometers per liter. Anyways, that is just hogwash, the fuel consumption meter, because real time I get into the throttle, it goes from 300 kilometers per liter to 2.6 kilometers per liter. Bye bye. Like जरूर करना लेकिन